Welcome to the Mind for Success podcast. I'm your host, Kimberly Lebbing, and I love seeing business professionals, leaders, and entrepreneurs have massive success in their businesses. Are you ready to reach a higher level in your business? Are you looking to rise to the top and break through the barriers that are holding you back? If this is you, join us on the Mind for Success podcast. Good morning and welcome to the Mind for Success podcast. I am super excited to introduce you to Steve Buzogany, who is who specializes in being grateful, quite honestly. He has this business since 2012. He's been a small business owner, and he is really, really good at building deep and meaningful relationships. And as a result, he's made a lot of money with it. So he was able to sell nearly $100 million worth of real estate, working 3 to 4 days a week. And now he helps small businesses really stand out of the crowd. And I know a lot of the basis for what he does is around being grateful. And I know he's going to talk a lot more about that. So just wanted to welcome you, Steve, to the podcast.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. Okay. So I would love to hear your backstory, how you got started. Well, actually, first tell everybody a little bit about what you do, and then I want to hear the backstory.
Sure. So basically, in one sentence, what I do is we use gifts to help small businesses get more referrals. Nice and simple.
I love it. I love it. Simple is good. And
yes.
So I'm newer to this concept. I read about it recently. I think I mentioned that to you, and I just love it's a whole marketing plan, but it's just genius. So I would love to hear how you got started.
Yeah. So for me, I got into real estate, and my thing is I'm more on the introverted side of things. So like, I'm not one of those people that can like pick up the phone and just call for no reason. Like my best friend, Luke, can do that. Like, no problem. He gets on the phone. He's like, hey, what's going on? Just want to touch base. Hey, Luke, how are you? Like I call and people are like, what do you need, Steve? I'm like, I don't know. I just wanted to say hi. And they're like, okay. So it's like a super awkward conversation for me. So like, I could never do that. So, and that was the worst thing, because in real estate, it's a sales job. You have to make like contact with people or else you don't eat. So basically for me, what my biggest thing was, how do I make those sales calls without sounding salesy? How do I make them organic and make them more natural and positive for my business as well, without, torturing myself on the inside? So what I would do is I'd send a gift ahead of the phone call. So then I could follow up and be like, hey, how are you? Just wanted to touch base with you. I sent you a gift. I obviously value, your presence in my life a lot. And I just wanted to let you know how much I appreciate you by sending you a little gift to kind of show that appreciation. And wanted to make sure you got it. And they were like, oh my God, yeah, Steve, this is so nice. I never would have thought. I was so unexpected. It's so great. Like, you're the best. Thank you so much. How's things been? And now they're asking me about my life. And it's like, now it's a normal organic situation. They already know I'm in real estate. So naturally the conversation, how's business, Steve? How's the market? What's going on? Now I can talk about real estate. Or whatever, would work in any scenario, financial advisor or accountant, lawyer. Like, if you're a small business owner, basically they're going to say, how's business at some point? And now now you get to talk about it naturally without having to go, so do you know anyone who needs a good accountant? Or do you know does anyone need a good attorney? And like, you're not like doing the sleazy sales pitch anymore. Now it's like, you've broken the ice, and now it's organic and positive for your business. So that was big for me as an introvert. And then when I started becoming known as the referral guy around the real estate office, and because I was getting a lot of referrals, I was doing 73% of my business by referral. And people were like, what are you doing? So I told them I was doing all these gifts and this, that, and the other thing. And people were like, I don't have time for that. That sounds awesome, Steve. It's a great concept, whatever. I don't know where I'm going to find time to do all that. Like the wrapping of the gifts, the personal notes, making, tying the bow on these things, and I have a larger client base. Like, all this takes so much time. I'm never going to be able to do that. On top of, Steve, I got kids, I got dogs, I got a wife. Like, No time for that. So and that kept coming up over and over again whenever I was asked to speak at the real estate office or somebody asked me for advice. So I was just like, you know what, there's a market there. And then that's how Appreciation Advocate got born. So we just now do it for people. So now they don't have to do it. We'll just do it for you.
I love that because I know I've gotten in that trap. I mean, I'm sitting at my desk now. I'm looking at, stacks of thank you cards that I've bought. And sometimes I use, sometimes I don't.
Okay. Unwritten thank you cards.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Exactly. So I know there's a need. And to take it to another level, there's a need to have some kind of organization about it. So talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So what I learned when I first got started with Appreciation Advocate was I was trying to sell the concept of gratitude, because in my heart, and anyone who has a good moral sense knows that gratitude is the greatest of all virtues and the parent of all others. That's a great quote, but you can't sell gratitude. Gratitude doesn't sell. It's too airy-fairy. It's too nebulous. It's like karma, like trying to sell karma. Not everybody believes in karma, Steve. So basically what you have to do is I had to learn that I had to sell the benefits of what gratitude does, because everything I did in real estate was based in gratitude, and it got me more income, more referrals, more time off. And people want, when you say, gratitude is going to get me what? I'm going to get more time off. I'm going to get to work with people I like to work with. I'm going to get to duplicate every client I have. I'm going to get to make more money and not work as much. I will buy into those all day long. So people,
right.
So that's why you can't sell it as gratitude, and I don't, but that's all what we do. It's all based in gratitude, and it is a proven principle. So it doesn't matter who the business is or who we're working with. It is always it always works. Whenever you show appreciation for other people, the best definition that I've come up with for gratitude is it's a purposeful unbalancing of a scale. So like if you think about two scales, one between you and me, what I'm doing with gratitude is I'm pushing the scale up and tipping everything towards you. So I'm giving on you, I'm loving on you, appreciating on you. Now the law of reciprocity kicks in, and now you want to rebalance that scale. The problem for you, and the solution, not really a problem, but I would say the thing that happens is you overcorrect. And what'll happen is you'll overcorrect and push too far. And then that's when, the waterfall comes back on me. Now you don't do it for that. That's just how gratitude works.
Right. Right. There's actually a lot of neuroscience behind that, that gifting and giving, and how that triggers the brain to want to give back. So there is science behind it. Absolutely. Same with gratitude and how it just brings you into focus.
Sure.
So I love that aspect of it.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah. So so I know there's other gifting companies out there. I know that they're out there. So what makes you guys different?
So whenever someone says there's a gifting company, I always like to go like this, like with the quotation marks around gifting, because, because I looked for 2 years, because when I was in real estate, before Appreciation Advocate existed, I was looking for someone to help me with my gifting. One, it costs too much. Some of these gifting companies would be like $15,000, $20,000 for the consulting fee. I haven't even bought a gift yet. And it's just like, my clients my ideal clients are mom and pop, average Joe, and the solopreneur. Well, mom and pop and average Joe don't show up for $20,000 consulting fees. That's not what small business does. So for me, it was like, how do I do this without costing myself a fortune? And what makes my company different is we are actually a gifting company. And like the other gifting companies, they do promotions. Everything they send on behalf of their client has their client's logos on it, has their own. Like I used one company once, and my client got the gift, but it showed up in a box with the gifting company's logo on it. I'm like, dude, that's a promotion for your own company that you just use my client as a gift, and you use my gift as a vehicle. So and that's one of the things that it's really important, is knowing the difference between a gift and a promotion. A promotion is about the giver, and a gift is about the recipient. So that's why I always go with quotation marks whenever I hear the word gifting company, because there's not at least I couldn't find one in 2 years of looking for one. There's not a company out there that does gifting for the recipient focused. It's always about the giver. It's a promotion. Let me give you pens, or let me give you a cup with I don't know how many mortgage guys gave me Yeti mugs with their logo on them. It was like, yeah, it's a Yeti.
Right.
It's nice, but it's your logo, not mine.
Right.
I don't really care. Or a t-shirt that says, Finance of America or some kind of mortgage company on it. It's like, guys, this is promotions. I'm going to throw this thing out. I'm going to put it in Goodwill, or I'm going to regift it. It literally has no value to me.
I think of all the koozie cups we have literally.
Oh my God, koozies
in our closet.
Yeah. Swag bags too. That's a big thing too. Like even corporations, when they appreciate on their employees, they're just giving them a quote unquote, a swag bag. And now swag, that's SWAG. It stands for stuff we all get. Actually, it's a different S word, but now being PG.
I didn't even know that's what that stood for. So
no, it doesn't. That's what I'm just giving it.
Okay.
That's what we do. That's what we say it stands for. Swag is just like short for swagger, but swag really stands for stuff we all get, because and when you get something that everybody else gets, it devalues it. Like if you just,
it's
all the same.
It does. And I mean, short of, pins and things, I mean, I wonder how many end up in the trash.
When I go to those conferences or whenever I go to something and they give you a bag of stuff, I look in there, see if there's anything worth it at all. Oh, cool. There's a nice pen. I'll keep the pen and throw everything else out. Like a little squeezy stress ball, trash. Don't need any of that stuff. Bracelets. It's all useless.
Yeah.
Wasted money.
Wasted money.
Just flush it down the toilet at that point.
Yeah, it's going to be filling up a landfill somewhere.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. Basically.
Yeah. So, what are some things that a business could do? Like, say this is because a lot of small businesses, entrepreneurs listen to this podcast. What are some things that they could maybe implement right away that would be helpful?
I would say definitely identify your top people, because a lot of people are thinking I got to hit all of my clients. And that's not what we do. We're not going to say, hey, turn over your database and we're going to hit everybody, because that's going to cost a fortune. And not everybody is, everybody buys into you and your business at different levels. So you will have me in real estate, I always used A, B, C, and D clients, or A+2, because those are the people that really went hardcore into it. So focus your time on your top 10, 15, 20%. Those are the people that should get your most attention. And once you hit them within a quarter, within a 90-day period, then move outside the circle, move out to the B's and the C's. If you have time to. Now, everybody has different size databases, but focus on those people first. And then when you do focus on those people, when you gift them, make sure they're high quality gifts. We have 6 criteria that we use for a good gift, and make sure that's obviously recipient based, it's high quality. There's a personal touch, personal note on it, things like that. Don't be remember that a gift is a symbol of the relationship. So if you give a low quality gift, then you're showing that person that you don't really value the relationship that much. If you give them a high quality gift, it's like, wow, this is really cool. The trap to watch out for all the entrepreneurs listening, I would say, is that the feedback loop of gifting is one big, massive lie. So you have to watch out for that. So when you give a gift, whether it's a good gift or a bad gift, you're always going to get the same answer. Oh my God, you're so nice. Thank you so much. But the bad gifts are getting the same. You're getting the same feedback for bad gifts as you would a good gift. No one's going to say to you, you know what, Steve, this gift absolutely effing sucks. Take this home and shove it up your, you know what? Like, no one's going to tell you that.
Right.
So they're going to say, oh my God, thank you. Turn around and regift it. Turn around and throw it away. Turn around and put it in Goodwill. So that's what you have to watch out for. So that's why you have to be really on your game and know what a good gift is, and make sure that the clients that you really appreciate the most, the ones that appreciate you the most, get the best attention. So don't go crazy. Don't hit all of them. Just hit, focus on the top 10 to 20%, then move your way out if you have time.
And I would imagine, because I have a lot of networking people that listen to this, I would imagine you can use this with prospects, with referral partners, with those top 10, and kind of the same approach. Yeah,
for sure. I used to use I put my mortgage people, my title people, my insurance people in my appreciation packages all the time when I was in real estate. And then I did, we have packages to use. Well, we do use our packages for employees too. So sometimes you might have an online company where people just buy online and everybody's worth $7 to that client, to that business owner. So obviously there's not really a top owner there, or a top prospect. There's no best customer who's worth more than the other, but you do have employees, and they require appreciation and love just as much. You want to keep top talent around, make sure you appreciate on it. So we can use our packages to appreciate on the employees as well. So it's any business that basically has people in it. It'll
right,
work.
right.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious, just kind of going back, like what initially gave you this idea? Because I think it's absolutely brilliant. So going back to your real estate days when you started implementing this, was there something that triggered your want to do it this way?
Yeah, I mean, major credit to John Ruhlin and his book Giftology. So like I have my Mount Rushmore of 4 of my best mentors, and John Ruhlin is one of them. And I learned a lot from him, following him on YouTube. And he's just a great guy overall, a fantastic person. I have not met him in person yet, so I would love to meet him one day and, obviously just shake his hand and say, hey, thanks so much for everything you did for me. You inspired me to create a company that helps other small businesses out the way in a similar fashion that he does with his company. And it's really cool. I just really admire the heck out of him. So he's one of my big inspirations.
Yeah. And that's the book I read.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, that is the book I read. And I was really fascinated with the whole concept of it because and you're the first person that I met that has a business based on that concept.
Yeah. So my thing was, it was just not accessible to small businesses. That was the biggest problem I ran into. It was like, right. Okay, they exist at high levels, but spending a couple $100s a month, mom and pop can show up for that. Mom and pop can't show up for 15,000
right
all the time.
And that was the impression I got from the book, is he was after higher end people. But that's what he was attracting or working with.
Yeah, we do have different client bases. His definitely earn more than mine. Mine can be as new as someone who just got their real estate license yesterday with no income. Like that's how some of my clients that's how affordable my packages are. And obviously he has different stuff, and I don't know the prices on his, but they're targeted more towards a higher income bracket, I think.
Right. Yes, I agree. So,
okay.
So if there was one piece of advice or something that you would like to tell business owners and entrepreneurs, what would that be?
I think a couple of pieces of advice. There's two quotes that really changed my life. Well, 3. One's Bible verse, Malachi 3:10. That's one. And then there's the second piece of advice would be, if you're not changing it, you're choosing it. So that's very important.
Yes.
Yeah. And then the third piece was, if your values are clear, your decisions are easy, which was really a next level piece of advice I got from one of the other guys on my Mount Rushmore of mentors, was Brian Buffini. So he taught me that if your values are clear, your decisions are easy. And that made business decisions easy. That made personal life decisions very easy. And it's just overall made life very simple and easy to operate, because life throws you through a lot of loops. So keep the values clear, and then the decisions become very easy.
Yeah. I totally agree with that. That's what I find. The people that I work with, that's one of the struggles. They're not clear.
Yeah. Well, when you get clear, it is life-changing.
It is. It totally is. It simplifies things. Like you said, decisions become very, very easy. And you lose a little bit. I sometimes talk about that entrepreneurial ADHD.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, I suffer from that. Totally suffer from that.
We all do to an extent, but it really helps bring things down. So that's a great advice.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I started asking myself, like in my personal life, that quote helped me come up with a couple questions like, hey, is God going to approve of this? Is my wife going to approve of this? And is this going to set a good example for my kids? I usually don't get to the third question, because the answer to one of the first two is usually no. Is God going to approve of this? No. Okay. Well, I usually don't see 2 or 3 questions. 2 or 3 don't usually get answered if one or two don't get filled up.
Yeah. That's good insight. Because I think it's really important for people to ask themselves those questions.
Yeah. Because it makes you see 2 or 3 steps down the road instead, because it helps you get that insight ahead of time.
Right. Absolutely. So I'm going to, in this podcast, I'm going to link some of the resources. Actually, do you want to tell us a little bit about the resources that we talked about?
Yeah, sure. So basically what we do is for some of our people, or when our clients sign on, we have what's called our appreciation six pack. And basically what it is, it's a collection of 6 PDFs that allow you that teach you how to be better at gift giving. So we have like, the 3 big problems with gift giving is one of them. The other one's the 6 things that make a great gift, 6 ways to increase referrals, bad gift examples, a promotion versus a gift, and then obviously the purpose of a gift. So those are the 6 titles. But yeah, so if however we distribute it to your audience is up to you completely. So, but yeah, that's any way I can help make your audience learn a little bit more and help them implement it into their business. I'm all for it.
Yeah, I think it's really important, and we'll put a link in the show notes for those documents, so anyone listening can easily download them. But it's a different way of thinking.
Yes,
yeah, it's a very different way of thinking. I really do think it's brilliant. It's a brilliant marketing plan. It really is a marketing plan. It's part of, it's, just as valuable as, what your social media marketing plan is or your networking marketing plan. It adds a lot of value. And I'm willing to bet that this is going to give you a much bigger ROI on what you're investing than any of those others.
Yeah, that's one of the things we say in-house here is gratitude is the number one most profitable form of marketing that a small business owner has available to them. That is literally what we say every day.
Oh, I love it.
so like to give you an idea, my last campaign, the most recent campaign I did in real estate before I started doing this, it was a 16.6x ROI. So it was big time money. So big time ROI on that. So and that was one of like the middle of the road ones.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
and higher. I would think as a side effect of what you do and how you help business owners, I call it a side effect, but another side benefit is your mental, like your well-being is going to be better because you're in a state of gratitude in what you're doing. So you're going to have a more positive outlook about your meetings, your conversations, your, all the things.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, on my website, I put like pictures of some of my prospecting calls when what it looked like to prospect in this kind of environment. And like, it's just like a love fest. It's just everybody's like, it's like, oh my God, Steve, thank you so much for the Cutco scissors, or thank you so much for the speaker system, or thank you so much for whatever it is I got them at the time, or the custom watercolor painting you sent, or whatever it was I sent them. They were always like, wow, this is so great. And like, that's such an easy phone call. Like one of my clients even says like, hey, come on, let's bring the families together. I was like, perfect. This is easy networking now. My introverted self could just do this.
Right. And if someone is so comfortable to bring families together, I mean, that's just that speaks volumes.
Yes, exactly. So it reaches a whole new level of relationship with other people that way. It's genuine and organic, and it's not fake. And that's what really makes it next level for me.
Right. And it's all, I talk about this a lot, it's all about intention. Mm. You're being very intentional about the relationship. Yeah.
You got to be the thing is like, you definitely have to be on purpose. And that's what makes gratitude profitable, is because like we were talking about earlier, gratitude by itself is not marketing. Gratitude needs a little help. And when it's attached to a plan of action that's on purpose, like you just said, that's what makes it the most profitable form of marketing available to small businesses.
Yes. Awesome. So I know I got so much value out of this. Once this publishes, I will be listening to the podcast myself. And I want to encourage any of our listeners to download those documents that he mentioned earlier. We'll link his website in here. And I know you brought a lot of value today, and hopefully kind of introduced a new concept to, what the typical, gifting looks like, to do it in a new way.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad I could be of help to anybody who's listening today.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you again for being on today.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, Kim. I appreciate it.
Awesome.
Are you ready to break through the barriers that are holding you back and reach a higher level in your business in just 4 hours? Be sure to click the link today and join other high-achieving professionals that have worked with Kimberly Lebbing to accelerate their success.